Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Season 2 of the OCL. My name is Dice Hart, and I'm joined today on the cast by Jed9,
Hello.
Snowy,
Hello.
and Galilith.
Hola.
That'll do. Today we are bringing you the next match in Week 1 of the OCL. 5 guys in 3 lanes versus by Gravity Finance. It should be a pretty good set, I hope. What do you reckon, Snowy, between these two teams?
I think that in terms of skill-wise, they are both pretty similar. There's a couple of old names returning on the side of Gravity Finance in Weave, a former professional
Absolutely.
support, and I think that he could bring a lot to the side of Gravity Finance.
Absolutely. I'm pretty... Is there server maintenance? No. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm pretty excited to see Weave coming back. From back in the day when I first started playing, I remember Weave being very influential and was definitely someone that I compared myself to back then, so it should be good to have him back around. And I think in terms of skill, these two teams are pretty closely matched, having seen them scrim a few times, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I think that with Game 1, there's a couple of subs, but other than that, we should look to expect some good matches.
Absolutely. Alright, well, let's go in and have a quick look at the schedule again for this week. Obviously, Cognitive Chickens versus Dandy Demons, a set that we've already seen. 2-0 the way of Cognitive Chickens for that one, and a very exciting set for our first week of OCL. And now getting into 5 guys, 3 lanes versus by Gravity Finance. Later on this week, we'll have OBB versus Wyverns. That's on Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Shell Shocked versus Desto's 10-minute Microwave Miracles a little bit later in the week, and Cash Money versus Powerbuff Girls as well, I believe, next Sunday. So still quite a few good matches that we can see this week. What do you reckon, Snowy? Which game are you most excited for this week?
I'm really excited to see the OBB and the Deaf Wyverns match.
Of course you are!
Well, I think that in terms of the games that could actually come out, that should be a pretty high quality set.
Yeah.
Hopefully, OBB is the obvious winners of the first season of the OCL, and the Deaf Wyverns coming in with a lot of really experienced players, so
Yeah.
it should be at least a decent quality match. And I do think that the Cash Money and the Powerbuff Girls one will be an interesting watch as well. So I'm interested to see how that turns out.
Yeah, absolutely. Personally speaking, I am really, really excited for OBB versus Wyverns as well. I mean, how could I not be? That Wyverns team is just so good.
Got a lot of S tiers in there. I think it should be an
what?
excellent game.
Alright, well, let's have a quick look at the ladder again as well. Obviously not updated since that last set, but Cognitive Chickens will be at the top of the ladder, and we'll have an updated ladder at the end of this week once all of the matches are complete. Have a quick look at the rest of the teams as well. Obviously we know Dandy Demons, OBB, Death Wyverns, Shell Shocked, Desto's 10-minute Microwave Miracles as well. And on the rest of our ladder, we've got Cash Money, Powerbuff Girls, 5 guys, 3 lanes, By Gravity Finance, and Puri. So, still 11 teams in the league. Exciting that we've got such a big league going on here as well. So, we'll have to see how this ladder pans out by the end of the week. But I have a few tips for who I reckon are going to be towards the top of the ladder. And obviously, it's not going to be too versatile of a ladder until a couple of weeks in regardless. Let's quickly, before we get into this game then, do a quick team profile. Look at 5 guys, 3 lanes first. Man, look at those blokes. They just look so good at the moment. Really, really clean cuts on all 5 of them. Obviously, this team has quite a few decent members on it who were around in the last season of OCL. We've got Dunk in the solo lane, Flicks in jungle, Derv in mid, Juicy support, and Gorilla who is Smash in ADC. So some pretty solid players there. What do you reckon about that team, Snowy?
Yeah, so Flix has had a role change. I believe he was ADC in the last season.
He was indeed, yes.
Yeah, I've seen him in a couple of casuals and scrims playing jungle, and honestly, I think it's really solid.
Yeah.
I do think that he's fit into that role quite well, especially on that team. And obviously, Dunk Me Daddy, Divinity, Juicy, they're all super solid players. They've been around for a while. And Gorilla coming into the ADC role to round out this team, I think it's really question marks on how he's going to perform in this roster.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I am really excited to see how Flex performs in jungle now that you're absolutely right. Now that he's made that role swap, and I know for a fact that he works really, really well with his solo laner Dunk there. So I'm keen to see kind of how they're able to transition in these games and sort of bring that skill together and turn it into something.
Yeah, and I think all of them have the individual play to be able to make a very solid team.
Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree with that. Definitely some things for them to work on, but I know that they've been scrimming a lot. I think they're probably the team that scrimmed the most at the beginning of this season already. Trying to work off of those things and make some improvements for their team. I would love to be able to have an interview with one of those boys, a bit of a pre-game, but I didn't set it up ahead of time because of reasons. So let's see if the captain is around real quick for a quick interview, get his opinion on this set before we get into it, and we'll do the same thing I think for the Biogravity Finance boys as well. Hopefully we get a response soon. What we'll do though is we'll go and check out the Gravity roster now while we wait. Biogravity Finance, we've got Juki in the solo lane, Evelyn in jungle, Golden Bamboy in mid, Weave in support, and YT Clax in ADC. Like you already said, Snowy, Weave in support coming back and, bringing some of that, pre-professionalism that we used to have back into the scene. What else are you thinking for that team? Obviously, Evelyn, a name that we haven't seen in a little bit.
Yeah, so that's a returning player who's been in quite a few competitive leagues, but in quite a few different roles. So they've played jungle, solo, mid, all at least a semi-competitive level.
Yep.
So going back to their main in the jungle, I think that they're probably going to be the standout player and the one that you would look to kind of carry this team.
Absolutely.
Clax, I think that's another one that's changed roles compared to what he was in last season.
I believe Clax was a support last season, and then he ended up moving into sub role for his roster.
Right. I do think that he is primarily an ADC main, though. Every time I've seen him playing casuals or anything else, it's only ever been in the ADC role.
Yeah.
Juki, old name, I think can pretty much slot anywhere on this team and just works as another kind of head to fill out the team.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then rounding it out with Bamboy in the mid, pretty solid player, but I think the eyes should be on the jungle matchup for these two teams.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really, really excited to see how those two junglers face into each other. Speaking of which, we have Flix here, the captain for Five Guys, Three Lanes, to have a bit of an interview. Flix, how are you feeling about these sets?
Is my mic quick? Oh yeah. I feel pretty good. We have a decent idea of what we want to do and what the picks and bans are gonna be against this team by Gravity Force. Yeah, I feel the team feels pretty good about it.
It's good to hear. Clearly, you're hyped up based on the fact that you just yawned. And what, can you give us a little bit of an insight about what you guys are planning, or is that trade secrets for tonight? Flix?
We'll say there's gonna be a lot of duo pressure. That's about it.
Okay, I'll take that. That's fine with me. And obviously going into Biogravity Finance, a pretty strong roster, some very old names, coming back into the scene as we were just talking about.
Yes.
What are your thoughts about their team specifically?
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know what to say. I think they are definitely a good team considering Weave, but there's two players that do drag down the team a little bit, not naming them, and that's all I really know.
Okay, Snowy?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask. I think it was you who was saying that Lancelot might be unbanned for this set, but obviously.
Well, I was told this. So.
Yeah. Were you planning on playing Lancelot in these games? That was like a big factor heading in.
Yep.
Yeah.
But that's banned. It's tragic, but
By the way, Lancelot is banned.
Yes,
Yeah.
Lancelot is banned.
I was excited to see maybe if it was unbanned, the Lancelot get pulled out, but probably for the best that he's not.
For now.
You'll have a chance to play it in your next set, I'm sure, and I'm sure that we will see it banned against you for exactly the reason that you've stated.
What? Me, Lancelot? No.
No, never. All right, Flix. Well, good luck with your set. Hopefully, it all goes
Thank you.
well. And
Thank you.
yeah, man. Good. Play Smite. Do well.
Oh, wait, thank you.
No worries. See you later,
Bye.
Flix. All right. Let's see if we can get Anthony in as well. Might as well talk to all of the captains ahead of their games and see what happens. And we will shortly get into picks and bans for this first set. Far less prepared for this one than I was for the first one, but that's okay. All right. Cool. Anthony is on his way. Oh, yeah. Should have the golden band boy jumping into Discord now. We'll have a quick interview with him before picks and bans. Here he is. Hello, golden band boy. How are you? And are you there?
Yeah, I'm alright.
That's good to hear. Getting into this set against 5 guys, 3 lanes. How's your team feeling going into these guys at the moment? What have you done a bit of prep work for them?
Yeah, I think we're okay. Weave brings experience, and we just follow him and the callouts that he does, along with like Corb and stuff. So yeah,
Yep.
If we listen, we should do fine.
I mean, absolutely. You've put yourself together a pretty good team this season, actually, with definitely some, we've been talking about it a bit, some older players from back in the day. So I'm pretty excited to see what that roster can bring in and sort of how you guys synergize together. Obviously, scrims have been going pretty well for you guys as well.
Yeah,
Snowy, anything that you want to ask the golden band boy?
I guess I would like to know what the idea in swapping Corb and Dookie were. So Corb originally being the solo for the team and Dookie in the jungle. Was there any real reason that you made that swap?
I think it was like they didn't really mind what role they played, and I think we tried it in a scrim and it had some success. So we kept trying it, and it felt good. So we just kept it like that.
Yeah, makes sense.
But yeah, I think they both didn't mind swapping, so that's good.
Yeah, always good to have a very kind of adjustable team and people willing to work with each other for that. And tell me, obviously I think is probably the player that we've spoken about the most on your team, and it's been a little while since he's played. How's he going adjusting back into this meta, and how's the team kind of forming around him, or working with him at the moment?
I think we're working pretty well. He doesn't like the meta; he hates it.
Yeah.
Everyone's unkillable, but and it is kind of true. It kind of sucks. Yeah, I think he's like doing a lot of experimenting in scrims, and some of the stuff he's doing is working. So we're gonna try and like improve on that stuff.
You love to see it. All right, well, good luck, Anthony. I hope that Golden Band Boy. I hope the set goes well for you guys, and yeah, give us a good game to cast.
Yeah, we'll try.
Cheers, bro. See you later.
So yeah.
All right. Well, I think we're just about ready to get into picks and bans. Bear with us a little bit because the system has been updated. Hopefully, it's all functional. Ooh, it is not functioning properly at all. Good. Give me half a second to fix this. Okay. We should be good. Alright, we're working. Picks and bans for game number 1. Biogravity Finance versus 5 guys, 3 lanes. Here we go. And off the bat, please work. It's not working. Okay, we're going to get tech support on this one. Because I really need this to work. Okay, there we go. We have a ban coming through. Chernobyl ban first off the bat. Not particularly surprising, that one. A pretty standard ban at the moment.
Yeah, just a good flex to the ADC and the solo. Good global map presence. So not
absolutely.
really something you want to deal with.
No, I completely agree with you. And I mean, still seeing a lot of presence after that last, well, not last season, but before the mid-season patch.
Yeah, just something always pretty solid that, you know, most ADCs in the OC region should have pretty decent experience on. A lot of the solo laners are comfortable enough to play on it. So
Yeah, absolutely.
just a good takeaway.
Absolutely. Freya as well, taken away from by Gravity Finance by Five Guys. Another just fantastic god at the moment. Like, Freya is just ridiculous. She builds so well. She absolutely chunks. I certainly wouldn't want to have to deal with her.
Yeah, and them, just another solid jungle to take out for this patch. With everyone being tankier and harder to kill, she just helps add that little bit of extra shred to get through people faster.
Without a doubt. Hopefully the rest of these bans will go through. It looks like we're no longer having technical issues. Probably. Oh, man. Alright, there we go. Kepri taken away by Five Guys as well, and ESET on the other side. Again, more gods that are just fitting into this meta at the moment, and yeah, I think I'd be banning some pretty similar gods to ESET ult, especially with the CDR build. Is just insane getting that extra mitigation off. Same thing with Kepri ult, to be honest.
ESET, I don't know is as much of an issue, but maybe they know something we don't and
Mm.
have some more experience against the ESET. Kepri, yeah, really good takeaway.
Yeah.
If people are harder to kill, getting through them once is hard enough. Having a second chance at them is even harder.
Absolutely. I mean, this does, however, leave up a few good options on the first pick side here.
Jingwei rounding it out, another safe pick for a lot of the ADCs. You can just farm up to the late game and just begin to crit everyone.
Why do I feel like there's a mistake here that I need to fix? Probably because there is. Give me half a second to fix this. I think, the fuck happened? Why is this broken? Oh, no, it's broken. Okay, I'm fixing this real quick.
I'm just going to say it's pretty safe to assume that the Emoja hover is probably going to be locked in.
It is just
No?
not on that side. There we go. That's better. That's how it should be. Okay. Yeah, no, that god's absolutely being locked in. If you're going to leave your Moja up as a first pick, then, yeah, you have to expect that it'll be picked. But, I mean, you know, in saying that, are you baiting that pick and expecting it to, you know, be something that you can play around?
I think a lot of supports in OC have a really good Yemoja on them, and a good Yemoja can feel almost impossible to deal with. So I almost would have preferred a Yemoja ban instead of the ESET,
Yeah.
but perhaps that's what the Five Guys had played around, throwing the ESET ban away in order to kind of get themselves that Yemoja pick.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
very strong first pick.
But we do see on the other side Mercury and Ram being hovered by Gravity, and I mean, you know, it looks like they're already going to go towards more of an auto attack based comp there to try and deal with that deal with that Yemoja pick. So that could be quite an interesting sort of direction for them to go in as well.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people in OC have been prioritizing that Mercury. Still a very strong jungle. With the new XE changes, probably not as good as some of the other junglers are, but still very solid for a comfort pick.
Yeah, absolutely. I think having that extra bit of crit and being able to let your hunter go in a different direction as well, you know, into more of a power build is a super strong way to play. And you know, finishing, potentially closing that out with like a Fafnir or something like that to really make your comp shine is a pretty good way of going, I think.
And Arama being hovered, another good late game ADC, good to scale up, good to kind of get himself through lane with a bit of pressure, and then when he does finish his build, he hits like a truck.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm always scared seeing a Ram coming up onto me. So, and also, really hard god to rotate onto. Being able to go up into the air for a fair while gives your team time to rotate back in and help them out. So, pretty safe pick, pretty solid pick.
Yeah, definitely. Shibalanke, also going to be locked in here. Just a good choice, very good at disrupting team fights with his ult, makes it hard for a Merc to see exactly where he's trying to go, can interrupt onto the Rama snipes.
Yeah,
Just a very solid late game hunter.
I like the concept here, having a Shibalanke and a Umoja together. You're creating a lot of sort of visual debuff, basically, with Umoja ult and obviously Shibalanke ult. You make it kind of hard for the enemy team to know exactly what you're doing at any time.
Yeah. And a
Um,
Persephone being hovered, another kind of very good control mage, good at disrupting fights, keeping people locked down, which is exactly what you want to do against Mercury and Arama, not let them be able to use the mobility to get away, or at least force some ultimates out in return for your own.
hard agree with that one there, and I really like Persephone in this meta as well. I think that she builds well at the moment. She does a fair whack of damage, and being able to control the map, especially with backup from a god like Mercury, is a pretty strong follow up there. And we see there's the Fafnir being offered as well. Not particularly surprising. I think that closes out the top half of this comp really nicely for Bi-Gravity.
Yeah, I mean, Fafnir will always be really good with a auto-attack based composition, so Mercury and Rama suit really well for the Fafnir.
Yep.
And really good objective burn on him too, which the two carries that have been locked in by Gravity can do quite well.
Yeah, absolutely. Have to agree with that. I have to see what the bans are going to look like in this second half. I believe the tech support is fixing some of the issues that we had going on there at the moment as well. Okay. Is that correct? Yeah, no, it's alright. Okay. And there's a Kali ban from Bi-Gravity as well. I think that makes a lot of sense at the moment. Five guys, 3 lanes, looking for a jungler here, and Kali still playing really well into this meta. And the new Executioner as well. Actually, one of those Xyz probably builds really well on her as well. Being able to get both is insane. Between like a few of your team members.
Yeah, Poseidon ban coming out from the 5 guys 3 lanes, just getting rid of a good mid lane pick kind of stops the escape potential from the Persephone and the Shibalanke, as well as making it a bit easier to lock down the Umoja if she's caught out of position.
Yeah, absolutely. Closing out with Raven ban from Bi-Gravity and an Oleron on the side of 5 guys. Looks like just getting rid of the potential for more auto attackers to come out for value on that Fafnir.
Yeah, I mean, and Oleron does quite well. There's no CC immune ult from the Umoja or the Shibalanke.
Yep.
So if they get trapped inside that Oleron ult, it can be a bit difficult for them to get themselves out.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, that's a huge raid. Thank you, Lauren. Just waiting to see what that next pick is going to look like here, and it looks like a Neath being hovered. No, it's not a Neath at all being hovered. That's on me. There it is. Bologna being hovered by 5 guys. By Bi-Gravity Finance. Sorry. Pretty solid god. Not a great win rate on her from last season. 28% in 7 games. But I think that she's a lot stronger now than she was before. I think again, build pathway looks pretty good for her. And I know, having seen Bologna's of recent, she is just a ridiculous god to have to deal with.
Yeah, it's also a pretty good takeaway from them because they're not giving it over to the side of 5 guys 3 lanes. The Bologna obviously does stop a lot of what the Fafnir, Ram, and Mercury would want to do if they happen to pick it up into the solo lane. So it's just a kind of good answer for themselves to be able to take that one.
I have to agree. And Neath locked in by 5 guys. It's pretty interesting. Again, like she definitely has the potential to go that one-shot build pathway and do a fair whack of damage from across the map. I really like Neath in this meta at the moment.
I think that it's okay. They've got the Shibalanke as well as the Neef, so it'd be
Mhm.
interesting to see what the kind of laning order is going to be here. But Neef normally tries to act more as, you know, a one-shot mannequins kind of god, but the thing is that she's not going to be doing late game better than any of these other gods on the side of Biogravity Finances.
100%. And finally, we have our last pick locked in, Scylla for Biogravity Finance to close out their comp here. Interesting pick, interesting comps overall. Who are you, just looking at the comps, who do you think is going to take this one away, Snowy?
I think that Biogravity has a much more well thought out comp. It's very late game based. Scylla scales very well, Rama and Mercury scale very well, and Fafnir helps them all once they get to that point.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see what the idea behind 5 guys 3 lanes is with all their picks, but we'll just have to see how it all plays out. But my bet is for Biogravity Finance.
Understandable. Well, I'm going to then go and say that I'm going to give this one over to 5 guys 3 lanes, but let's see how it goes. We're going to pass this one over to the casters for game number 1 of 5 guys 3 lanes versus Biogravity Finance. Go away with it, boys.
Thanks for that, Dice. Goliath, let's
What's
talk
up?
about the comp first. What would
The
you...
comps.
Personally, I really like the use of these utility hunters and their ults. I really like the global pressure of both Xbalanque ult, Darkest of Night, right? And Nefault, World Weaver.
Yes. Very, very interesting ults as well. They have a lot of like good team fights with those ults, but I feel like their team is more just like single target with the Neath ult. So it's gonna be interesting to see how they play around it.
Also, 2 subs coming into the dual lane, right? With Clout and ADC and Cannon in support.
Yeah, for the 5 guys, 3 lanes. The Cloud Tier I think is an unofficial sub, and Cannon is the actual sub. So it'll be interesting to see. And I think Samuel needs to change around the categories of the what's it called?
Roles.
The roles. That's it.
I'm a bit worried with Bamboy with the pick of Scylla. He picked it into a Wheelix, a known counter matchup. But as long as he doesn't get caught with his dash by a Wheelix ult, I'm pretty sure he should be fine.
Yeah, the Wheelix is a really good pick here. Yeah, just gotta be careful with that 3 with the Scylla, and that's the only really god that they can really ult. But hopefully the emoji can help the Wheelix get some ults off.
So it seems like both the mid and jungle on both teams are doing different starts, with the Merc and Scylla going to speed to red, and then possibly the mid wave, whereas Wheelix and Perse are doing red to speed.
Yeah, there are different like starts because it depends on what the jungler wants to do. Sometimes the jungler likes to go to mid straight away and just get that farm, and sometimes the jungler likes to just do the back camps and look for an early game. But both starts are still really good.
Oh wait, I was wrong, sorry. Clout is in solo with the Expel. I thought
Oh.
it would be neat.
Cloud T with the Expel solo, interesting. I have never seen a Expel solo. I guess it would be okay because all you're doing is poking with the 1, but it'd be interesting to see how it goes.
I mean, both of them do basically the same thing. They're just gonna ult from the lane to impact the rest of the map.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the ults are going to be coming out from the Expel, just everything like even this assists, and also the nade. Like, it's just going to be crazy.
I'm hoping that they exploit this Neef, try to get some early game picks, because Biogravity Finance's team comp just scales way better with the Mercury, a Fafnir for Rama. They really need to win this game early if they want to, you know, take this round.
Good poke out by the 5 guys in the duo lane, just toying with Biogravity Finance. How do you think this duo lane will go? Who do you think is going to win, the Rama or the Nath?
So Rama's wave clear, level 1 especially, is just so good with these astral arrows. So I'm pretty sure it should go along the way. But with the Emoja, I think it can always go a bit pear-shaped. Just
Yeah.
really depends on how 5 guys want to play this lane.
Yeah, Neith is very
It's
weak.
going in on.
Ooh,
Just poking out.
it's a good little
I
bit.
wonder if any purple invades are gonna happen, but it just seems like Cannon just wants to poke out Weave.
Yeah, they're both really low, both teams, so I think they're just gonna play it safe. And yeah, the Neith has got low mana, so it'll be very, very hard. Looks like there's a blue invade happening.
Looks he's just doing his blue. Juki just walking away. Just gonna secure his own blue.
Oh, I'm dumb. I thought that was a blue invade. I don't know why.
It's all good. I really like to see the mannequins on Neith. Personally, I've always been a big fan of the one-shot alt bot Neith build.
Yeah, in the late game does so much damage, but you just got to build correctly and just be able to pop off that ult and on the right targets.
Do you feel like we're gonna see the new glyphs of this season through the updates? Maybe some Magi shelters, DXC glyphs.
I'm thinking maybe from the supports and maybe the new Executioner build, maybe from the Neith. But other than that, probably not. The what's that new item called? The one that gives you 60% cooldown? It's currently out of the game. Yeah, the bauble. Currently out of the game, which is unlucky for the supports, but I don't think we'll see much of them.
Yeah, it's a very fun item personally. I can't wait till we can see it again back in the game. Hopefully they fix that soon. Mid seems to be stalemating, maybe in favor of Derv.
Yeah, the
Flex is looking to pick up the Emoji. So it just
Very,
seems
very-
like your lane's breaking out.
Yeah, just a bit of a easy fight, I guess. There's not really much they can do. Once they hit level 5, maybe they can look for something, but it's just basically going to be a farming sort of game, I feel like. But the Dev on the Persephone, you don't really see Persephone too much. I only really see Dev playing it. What do you think of the Persephone?
So I like Persephone. I don't think you can ever go wrong with that ult. Everyone's looking for a gank and dual lane though.
Well, looking at the Neith. He's
If you can
charging
get
up.
this, you can at least get a beat. All he's gone in. He's got the beats underneath. This should be an easy kill for them. Yep, everyone's
Very
got
nice.
dash. Gets a knee. Maybe Emoji next. Nah, just poke on the support player.
Very good ult by Evelyn. Good, perfect Merc ult, and then instantly got the beads, dashed into the Neith, and got the kill. Very, very well played. Good first blood.
Actually, if with Neath speeds being down, I wouldn't mind Evelyn going for the double gank after his ult is back up.
Yes, definitely. Like, beats down, that's an easy kill again, and like, the Neith is going to be an easy target to kill. It's going to be hard to kill every other lane except for Neith, so yeah, he should be focusing that Neith.
As you're saying, I personally like the Perse pick. I think it's a little bit weaker than what it used to be, especially before the rework. But I think the ult is always good for lockdown.
Yes, I like Persephone early game where she can just clear so well, and I think it's really good into the Scylla. It's just good poke and kind of like you can kind of stay back for the Scylla as well. But we'll have to see how it goes late game because I think Scylla's gonna run the game late game.
Nice invade on the Scorpion by Gravity Finance.
Very
Just
good.
getting some passive gold for the team.
Scorpions are really, really good. Good money, good XP for the whole team. So it's good invade for by Gravity Finance.
I wonder if with this Fafnir comp, if we're gonna try any cheese gold fights, see if they can maybe burn it easily if nobody is around. Get some wards up.
They're 100% sure they've got the Golden Blade Merc and they've got a Rama with each of all, so a lot of attack speed, and they got the Faf. They can easily look for a Gold Fury or even a Pyromancer and sneak that. So hopefully they do go for a objective early.
I agree. I wonder if Flex is gonna try to get a pick on any of these players. I'd love to see if he just camped for Scylla, to be honest.
Yeah, he's been looking around, but he hasn't really been looking for any ganks. Just been farming. Been quite interesting with the Wheelix pick. Nothing really has happened.
What is your thoughts on the Wheelix pick into this team comp? Not really many knockouts besides his own and Emoja free.
Yeah, the Wheelix pick is a bit interesting. It's only really good into Scylla, but I think Scylla was the last pick, so it
Yeah,
doesn't
so
really
it was picked
make sense.
into it. So
Yeah.
Fanboy's feeling confident into the matchup.
I'm guessing like the Emoja and the Wheelix is like a duo kind of thing where the what's it called? The Whirlpool? No, not the Whirlpool. What is it called? I don't know. The 3 on the Emoja, it will just be good for Wheelix ult. So hopefully they can combo with that. But yeah, very, very interesting pick. I probably would not have picked a Wheelix, but
I mean, maybe they picked it for the early game aggression. Anyways, Weave is just looking to keep poking our mid.
Yeah, nothing really happening. Just one kill from the duo, which was a really good gank, and as 2-level difference in left. That's amazing.
I mean, by Gravity Finance is probably fine with the slow pace of the game. They just get better by each minute. Whereas 5 guys 5 ways. Merc ulting onto Derv. Derv has been Fafnir's ult. Great Emoja ult. Shell down on Derv. Great
Wow, good
ult
ult.
by Bamboy. They want
Good
to
stun.
keep going. Just go take the win.
That was really good. Evelyn just went in with the Merkel, looked straight away, and the River's Rebuke came out, and yeah, it was nothing they could do. It was just really, really good ult by the Merc, and good clean up by the Golden Bamboy.
He's down on Derv from that Merc ult. I think that was really good. They could even possibly look to pressure Gold Fury now, with its no beads on the back line.
Yeah, they have so much pressure in the dual lane. This Ramus is not doing anything. But the Gorilla are looking for YT Klax, chasing him down. They're looking for the gank.
Klax is just too fast. But Awix is wrapping around, just looking for a purple invade.
Yeah,
We're
that's
going
good.
behind.
Very good by them. Looking for something after the kill in mid. Got to get something out of it. Got to try to get back in the lead. They're 3k down or 2k down, so they got to try and slowly get back.
Solo side, at least, Juki has a lead, a level lead at least. How would you feel playing the X-Ball into the Bologna matchup, do you think?
It'll be very, very frustrating for Cloud T on the Expel, but all you have to do is clear the wave. That's basically it. It'll be all up to the Bologna late game when they're versing the Expel underneath. So the Bologna should just be going in the back line, but for now it's just going to be a boring lane.
I love how Corb is playing this Mercury pick. I love the spam gank with his ult and just getting the back lines beats every fight.
Yeah, that's how you should be playing Merc. You should be always ulting someone on cooldown and looking for ganks and just rotating the map. That's the best way to play Mercury, in my opinion.
Agreed, especially if he's building into a rage here. If he gets these stacks early, he's just going to become so big.
Good threes by the Umoja, trying to get out. Probably would have died if he didn't have any Omi.
Are they halfway? Merc is looking for a red invade. We go onto Umoja. Umoja's half health. Knee falls onto Merc. Nice with his rebuke.
Very sloppy
First ult
though.
down. Oh, Bamboy just gets a free kill onto Cannon.
Was that a 2 by the Scylla? I think it was.
I'm
Oh,
pretty
here
sure
we
just
go.
that too. Neef backflip. Bees down on Neef. Merc gone back in.
That was
Just
risky.
disengaging. Nice spy flicks. He doesn't get the kill.
Oh no.
They just retreat. Did they get the red buff?
I think yeah, by Gravity Finance, I'm pretty sure it did steal the red buff. Because
Just-
my,
Bamboy just picking off Derv. No
the
beads.
1-2 combo around the corner. Like, there's nothing much you could do there. Just need to get those wards out. And you see from the red team, hardly any wards in the middle, hardly any wards even around the map. So they've got to get some wards out ASAP.
Play it by Bamboy just to take advantage of Derv's, I guess, perception of how safe he felt.
Yeah, 3-level difference, 3-0 from the Scylla. Like, it's already got full stacks on Thoth. Like, this Scylla is going to be nuts.
Yeah, Scylla being 3 levels ahead is not a good sign. That was the weakest part of their comp early game, and now it's their strongest. I'd hate to be versing this Scylla. I'd love to see if Fliss could maybe get a shutdown onto him, but we'll have to see.
Pyromans are looking out for the 5 guys. The Merc's there, though. Evelyn he's looking for the steal.
He got
And
it.
he gets the steal.
He got the steal.
Wow. And he's
That-
owners? That was, yeah, interesting. Blown all coming out.
Just trying to get Clout out with his heals, and he's fine. But are they going to go for the blue invade? Blow's looking for it.
Blown can easily look at this Bloom Blade. Like, level 12, they can't do anything about it.
Emoji got it with the 1. So, they'll just disengage.
Yeah, that's okay. TP coming out,
TP.
wow.
There's a gold. There's the
That's a
gold
gold.
cheese.
Wow. And an upgraded TP as well, just gone straight to the Godfrey. Good call.
Nothing they could do. Really well played.
Good call.
Abusing this Fafnir pick.
Yes, indeed.
Go
That's
for
what
another red invade. I love this actually.
they're just controlling the game.
Nice. Red invade. Bye bye gravity finance.
We said it, like, they should be looking for the objectives early, and that's what they did. They looked at the Godfrey 10 minutes, 11 minutes in, and they got the steal on the Pyro, so they're super far ahead now.
Fault you, Juki. He's just gonna walk out. He's completely fine.
Kind of a weird ult there, just ulting for no reason there. Like,
I guess they thought they could have killed him, but he's just so tanky at the moment. He's only got Berserkers and Frostbound.
yeah.
Looking for a purple invade. We've
They can
blacks.
They can easily do it. Oh,
Ooh.
Evelyn, solo kill by the Cloud, from the Cloud 2.
Evelyn used his ult, but must have just died. No bees down on Expel. Take the free kill.
Yep. Pebble buff gone to 5 guys, I think, there, which is good. Just gotta keep farming, gotta keep the Neath alive. What can 5 guys, 3 lanes really do now? All they can do is really farm. What do you think,
Just
Jed?
need to try and stop the bleeding. I feel like they have to abuse one of these lanes. Flix just needs to choose somebody and gank somebody hard. Rama's a very hard one to gank just because he ults in the air. Scylla would be the go-to, but she's just so ahead now. I still
Yeah.
think they might just have to try and force some beads out of players with this Persephone ult, and then hopefully Flix can look after them for them after that.
Yes, I 100% agree. They should be looking for the, like, just for anyone at this point. The Neath, the what's it called? The Rama would be good, but yeah, I feel like they just got to shut down the Scylla somehow with the Persephone. That would be good.
Like if they get any of the backlines beads, then they got a Neath ult to follow up afterwards.
Yeah.
They really should just try to force things out, but it's easier said than done at this point. 6k lead for By Gravity Finance, and we're just gonna look for another red buff.
Yeah, may as well. Like, they're just so far ahead. Gonna get secured by the Mercury. Big Scylla ult goes onto the Moja. Oh
And
my
the
god.
Neath. Are they gonna look for any T1s in left or middle? We'll see.
Good
No
ult by
pyro
Golden
up.
Fanboy.
Really well done by Fanboy.
They just have so many stuns, like the Faf ults, with the 1-3 combo, and the Merc and the Bologna. It's just really,
Solo
really
kill
good.
by Juki.
Wow.
8-0. This is a very hard game for 5 guys.
That's what you can expect from a Bologna versus an ADC. Bologna is just really, really strong into ADCs, and the build from Bologna is just all difficult.
Teleport to mid by Juki to go on to Persephone. Persephone ult down, but we're just gonna get the T1.
They're not really caring about the Persephone ult. They didn't even hit it. They're just looking at this tower.
They don't get the tower. Oh, good free, good Riptide. Neath ult onto Fanboy, but just tanked by Weave.
Very good. And that Neath ult didn't do anything to
It
Wave.
does
Like,
0 damage.
yeah, that's just insane.
I really
No,
like that Juki's playing this lane.
By who, sorry?
Juki, he's just shutting down Cloud and he just teleports to impact the rest of the map.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do. Like, the X-Spell is gonna do nothing in lane, and you may as well just teleport and get the lead even further. Perfectly played by Yuki.
I like the Riptide by Cannon to stop minions from dying to killing the tower.
Very, very smart. Not 3k, it's 8k lead. Pyromancer and Gold Fury were down. Gotten by Gravity Finance, and Pyromancer gonna be up shortly. I wonder if they're gonna look for it.
Love to see if they do. Merc missed his ult onto Yamoja, but Yamoja just safely gets out with the Riptides. I hope that they use this pressure that they got him to. Oh, still ult onto 1 health Yamoja. That's very unfortunate.
That leads.
So,
That leads the Pyromancer open now, so that's a free Pyromancer.
yeah, I was hoping they would go on Pyromancer on spawn, especially this Fafnir pick. I would love it if they just ran straight to Oni here after this.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, I got a question. Do you think they could have done the Fire Giant there?
With Rama walking over, yeah, I think they have enough pressure, so even if they don't go for the fire jump, they just go for the fight and they will win it.
Yeah, they are almost 10k ahead. I feel like they can just do anything in this game.
I like what 5 guys are doing here, just going on gold on spawn.
Yeah.
They're just going for the fight in mid on Clout. Oh, they dropped it. Everyone doing a good job at stalling them. River's Rebuke are down.
That's a very unlucky River's Rebuke.
B's down on Evelyn though.
Persephone onto the Rama, didn't really get much. Rama's just gonna back. And it's just like a sloppy tea fight, I guess. They're just looking for kills, and I don't really know what else to say. I guess they're trying to find a kill for the Gold Fury. But yeah, by gravity finance, it's just so far ahead, and I feel like 5 guys 3 lanes should just keep on farming. They're just so far behind.
Yeah, B's down on Merc, which is very good for the team, especially if Neve can wait for her ult. But I think they should. Oh, Corb just lagging.
Yeah, it's
Oh, just
Evelyn
to the
just
backstep.
that lagging. Oh, 3-man ult.
Huge Merc ult. Blix is
Hold
super
in
low
the back.
because it's still ult. Gone on cannon.
Wow.
Still is just hitting all the ults. Bamboy just playing lights out on this one.
That was insane. Merc will come through, 3-man ult. Fafol comes in. Wait, did Fafol? No, he didn't. I don't know why. That was just hectic. There's just stun after stun, Scylla ults, and the Juki Bologna ults. It was just insane. They're just so far ahead. Like, what else can you do? You can't hurt them at all.
They've just gotta. I feel like with their comp, they just need to abuse the beads that are down, and it just doesn't feel like they're doing that on our 5 guys 3 lanes.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be the Scylla that was going to get the beats, always going to have the beats down, but it's just the other way around. Oh, bit of lag from the from Evelyn, the Merc, but doesn't seem to affect him too much.
He's still fragging. He's still hitting the ults. That's what matters.
Yeah.
I'd love to see if they just pick up the Fire Giant here. They still have Fafol. They have Frenzy. I feel like they can just shut this game out as soon as they want.
What do you think about the double crit from the Rama and the Merc? Do you think
Personally,
okay?
I personally like if you split it up so when Spectral's not that valuable, but when you're this ahead and your objective burn is so good with crit, I think it's fine.
Yeah, definitely, and also like they only have 1 real tank, so he's the only person who's really gonna get the anti-crit. So gonna have 4 people who can just crit on. A Fire Giant getting looked at. It's already hard,
First ult
really
on the
low.
Fire Giant. They've got it. Scylla ult was invested, but they still want to go for the fight. Juki ulting in onto Derv. Rama Snipe's followed by.
Wow.
Derv is to be killed. Merc ult into all of them. They're chasing. Weed's going for the stuns onto a cannon.
Big dive.
Cannon is dead. They can just go for tower here. Neve ult onto Merc. Well, he's completely fine. Bamboy just frontlining for that team.
Yeah, he's 6-0. He can do whatever he wants, and he's got Wave with him who can just peel for him. This team's insane. That was a 19-minute Fire Giant, and I think it's probably the quickest Fire Giant we've seen.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Out of the whole season, and
They
last
got
season
burned.
probably as well.
I'm pretty sure Scylla ult even hit the fire. That's how fast it died.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Persephone almost stole it, but yeah, it was very, very close.
What was your actual thoughts on Dur's build with the Staff and Mirrored in second?
Staffamiri in second, I think got a change where it does more damage on the ult or something. I forget what it does, but it's a way, way better item now. It's a 2v1.
1v1 or Evelyn with the 2v1.
Wow, just crit Merc. Like, what can you do? There's nothing you can do about that.
Just full rage, 7-0 Merc. Just
Yeah.
1v doing 5
Yeah.
guys, 5 lanes. We're seeing a 2-3 split with Weave and Bamboy in mid, and Bologna and Rama in left.
They can do whatever they want. Good split up, getting all the towers, I think is the best idea. They can even look for a Phoenix if they all group up, which they probably are going to group up all left and get this Phoenix.
Out on 5 guys, I'd just love to see Evelyn rip the ult and just hit the Phoenixes while the backline's distracted.
Phoenix has gone down. They're backing away now. Looking at the mid Phoenix, it looks like.
Merc just charging ult, waiting for the perfect time.
Kind of toying with them as well, just going into their side and just throwing out abilities. It's like 5 guys, 3 lanes just can't do anything. They have to peel here, but they just can't defend the Phoenix.
They sprinted in. Dookie just Oh, great was rebuked to keep Claxon. He's just in the air, he's safe.
Big
Merkel hit
Merkel.
4 people! Still just waiting in ult. Got a stun. Oh,
Failed off.
going to speed.
Failed off from the Scylla. It's unlucky though. Almost got the Phoenix, but they got the left-hand side Phoenix. So that's fine.
Teach
Just
her
get
right.
the tower. Yeah, get the tower. Get the Pyromancer. Try to get the kills. Did work out. No one died. I think that's fine. They are so far ahead that they can do whatever they want.
I like this Pyro solo by Evelyn. Just get some more gold, get everyone come back faster, and hopefully go for the next siege.
Yeah, everyone should be back and getting their starter items upgraded. That was a big teleport. Holy shit.
I wonder how that works with Merc passive.
Yeah, that would be very funny if that actually worked. But yeah, they should be back and getting their starter items, and 5 guys 3 lanes just gotta stay alive. Gotta wait till the late game till they all hit level 20, but it's looking pretty rough for them.
5 guys are looking for this golden spawn. I wouldn't be too opposed of it. I wouldn't mind them doing a Hail Mary play. Just look for somebody in the jungle because it looks pretty dire in this situation right now.
Yeah, they really should. That'd be good if they could look for just that one pick, even on the Silver or the Merc, just to get that gold and XP bounty that's on their heads. But Umoja looking for the steal, doesn't get it though.
Doesn't get it. Should be safe with the Riptides.
Yeah, that's the good thing about Umoja. Umoja can just run away with the Riptides. It's kind of annoying though. That they didn't get the Gold Furies. Very unlucky.
Would you like to see a split push? Would you prefer Merc by himself, or would you rather the team 5v5 for the Phoenixes?
I feel like the Merc can split push if he really wants to, but I think you just do the same thing as before, which was the Merc just goes to the left side and looks for an ult.
Just
and...
ult through.
Yeah, but the Merc is in right lane, just pushing up the wave, but yeah.
I think Merc just feels so strong right now. I feel like he just can 1v1 anyone on the map and he'll be fine.
Yeah, he can do whatever he wants.
Just pushing him by Clax.
Looking at the mid tower, but you got 2 in right. They're kind of split up.
They don't have Fire Giant, this could be a bit sketch.
Fire Giant's gonna be sporting in like 30 seconds or less, so maybe they just back off and do the fire.
That's what
Look-
they're looking for. They
Yeah.
are. That boy's just looking for poke.
Yeah, Benboy being risky, gets the Neath onto him,
Leave
literally,
ult onto him.
literally tickles him. and
Doesn't even
he's just-
Jesus does not care.
Yeah, doesn't
In
not
no
care.
trouble at all.
Fire Giant's blinking is going to be up at any second now. 5 guys 3 lanes, not even going to look at it. They're just going to defend the Titan and just keep farming, try to get the level 20, try to get the builds.
They're just gonna go straight to sieging. I don't think they ever want it back.
Yeah, this is very, very rough. Everyone
Expel on red.
Yeah, Expel on red. There's not really much you could do, like, from 5 guys 3 lanes. Yeah, I think it's pretty much GG. The Umoja level 12, they're not even level 20 on 5 guys 3 lanes. Just gotta see a good start out and hopefully a Scylla ult. River's Ruby comes out.
Emotional to split up the fight. Persephone missed. But they're engaging. Good Merc ult onto Clout. Clout is almost dead. Great defense by Gravity. Oh, the Scylla ult hits Derv. Aegis down onto Clout. Great combo onto Umoja. Dive by Evelyn onto Gorilla. One-shots him. And now we're just chasing to kill Flix, and that should be game.
That is game GG's. It was good by Flix trying to do something there, but it just couldn't. It was nothing they could they could do. 10-0 from the Merc, 8-0 from the Scylla. Scylla just had a good early lead, and yeah, that's GG's.
Yeah, you hate to see it. I feel like they just didn't play to their con strength. They never looked for any picks on 5 guys 3 lanes. But by Gravity Finance play their comp to a T.
Yes, they did, and that was just insane lead from by Gravity Finance. Alrighty, we'll take it away to the desk. Samuel and Snowy, take it away.
Oh, thanks, casters.
Yeah, excellent job.
What a game. I say that kind of. Really a stomp.
Yeah, I mean, it was very dominant from the By Gravity Finance team, and I think it really does come down to, as Jed said, that By Gravity Finance had a comp in mind, and they executed it perfectly. There
Yep.
was the play where they just done the Pyromancer, and then Juki TPs over and they do the Gold Fury. You know, they were just looking to burn whatever they could,
Yeah.
go for invades and just buff the carries.
Absolutely. I mean, Evelyn playing really, really, really well on that Mercury, looking for... I don't think I saw a time where Mercury ult was actually up, because as soon as it was being used to kill someone. Just insane. And Golden Bamboy on that Scylla as well, just playing so well. I think that man hit just every ultimate as well, and nearly one-shotting people by the end of that game. Insane.
Yeah. I mean, it was just a really good performance from the people who needed to carry. Bamboy and Evelyn both performing very well. The Scylla ults almost always connecting, even without the setup, finding their targets, and, you know, if they weren't able to be free-handed, there was Merc ults coming through onto 3 people.
Absolutely. Very, very curious. What do you think Five Guys need to do to turn this one around and potentially bring themselves a win in the next game?
It kind of looks like they almost weren't even used to playing against Mercuries. You know, they were getting caught from Mercury angles. They were 3-man grouping in corridors for Mercury ults and just getting caught by that.
Yep.
So I think on top of maybe taking away the Mercury, if they're really not that comfortable into playing into it, they kind of need to have a more concise team comp and more of an identity with what they want to do. The
Yep.
Shivalanke and the Neath were really non-factors in that game. Neath ult doing nothing towards the end of the game.
Yeah, it was interesting. Like, they definitely picked themselves an interesting comp. The Neathult, you know, normally being quite a facilitator for a mid lane or solo lane fight, but then they didn't really give themselves, you know, the follow up for that inside of their comp. So, you know, speaking of Flicks beforehand in that interview, I'm expecting that for the rest of these games, he's going to bring out some more sort of combo-oriented team comps for the rest of this set, I would imagine.
Yeah, because, you know, when someone gets hit by a Neath stun, you're not exactly... When you think of the Burst Mage to take them out, you're not exactly thinking of dumping a Persephone ult on them.
Persephone, no, not at the top of my list off the back of that one. I've been looking more for a Poseidon, maybe an E-set or something like that can really do some damage off the back of it.
Yeah, even a Ra would have
Ra would have been great there, for
fit
sure.
in a nice, bit more nicely.
Get a Shibalonke ult off as well so they can't see it coming. Beautiful. Hopefully we'll be getting into game number 2 shortly. It was scheduled for around about this time. But it doesn't look like the game has started just yet. Maybe...
Do you happen to know if Five Guys are playing with their full roster this time?
I believe that they are. They have actually made a roster change in a very short amount of time in the last few days. They've actually now put Furin onto the main roster. Another older name in OCE from back in the day.
Yeah, do you know what role he's filled out and what the changes have been?
I'm not 100% sure. I believe that they've told the other team exactly what they're doing. But I I have not heard exactly what they're going to do. Maybe Furin going into ADC and Smash moving over to support. I think that would make the most sense to me. Or potentially Flicks going back into ADC, Furin going into jungle.
Interesting to see either way. The addition of Furin should make their team stronger. Maybe it will
sure.
help out in this upcoming set.
I think maybe even just the you know previous competitive experience that Furin brings in could be enough to really help this team out to gain some of the knowledge that they need to kind of move themselves up and, you know, building team comps, that stuff that we were talking about. I think that's the sort of stuff that you get from an XCOM player.
Yeah, and after that first game, I think the best thing that Five Guys can do right now is take a second to get a mental reset and kind of prepare for the next game.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best thing for them. Apparently, it's not going to be too long before the next game starts. You know what we'll do? We'll take a quick ad break while we're waiting for the next game to start, and I'll get set up really quickly for P's and B's in game number 2. Shouldn't be long. Okay, we should be back now, I would imagine. Hopefully not too much longer on waiting for this set to start. I think we've definitely been in this position before in OCE, waiting for games to start later than you'd expect them to. But by Gravity Finance up a 1-0 right now. 5 guys, 3 lanes are going to need to take the next 2 games to be able to bring this one back for themselves. And I mean, I think that they've got it in them. You know, they definitely showed some signs of life towards the end of that game. Some really good attempts at defense. It was just unfortunate that they were so far behind by the time that they were able to sort of start playing their comp correctly. I definitely think with the right comp though, this team have the opportunity to really start taking games off of By Gravity and potentially win themselves a set off the back of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not really convinced that that first game is an accurate showing of how this set should go.
Yep.
And I'm really hoping that the next game, the 5 guys can really kind of show what they were missing in that first game and bring it back, because I do think they're a capable team.
Yeah, I have to agree with you. I think as well, being into a position where you're subbing out 2 people as well is a really hard sort of spot to be in. And being able to go back towards their full roster, yeah, maybe some team changes are going on, but at least you've got a bit more synergy going on there, a bit more time to sort of work through what you're going to do, and you know, a bit more, not necessarily practice with each other, but people that you are practiced with, I think, can help them out a lot. So hopefully that full roster will help them bring back the game into game number 2.
Yeah, I do think that this should be a much closer game. I'm really hoping it is, and I'm not proved wrong.
Yeah, for sure. You know, after our incredibly exciting set the other day between Chickens and Demons, I would love for the hype to keep going between these 2 teams as well. I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah, I do think that we have a really competitive league going here at the moment. A lot of teams are able to kind of match each other, and
Yep.
hopefully we're able to see, you know, a bit of a bounce back from the 5 guys to be able to really prove their worth.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really, I know I've said it before in a couple of the casts now, but I'm so excited that we've managed to put this together and that we've got such a great bracket going on here, and so many teams that are, you know, the top half of the bracket very competitive with each other, the bottom half of the bracket, my expectation would be that they're going to be very competitive with each other as well, and by the time we hit finals, I mean, we should have had a great great few sets going into it, but we are now hopefully just about to get into picks and bans. Assuming that it works the way that it should do. There we are in picks and bans for game number 2 of 5 guys, 3 lanes versus By Gravity Finance. Okay. Let's make sure that this picks and bans system updates correctly this time. It should do. There shouldn't be any reason it doesn't. Yes, okay. Fafnir banned first of all by 5 guys, 3 lanes. Definitely not wanting to deal with that comp this time.
Yeah. Well, they just learnt their lesson from the last game. It allows them to do objectives way too easily.
Yep.
Especially with how they draft and how they wanted to play. So this should hopefully slow their snowball potential a little bit.
For sure.
It is one of Weave's more comfortable picks, being an older god, something that was very popular when he used to play.
Yep.
So
Yep.
just another god from the pool.
I think definitely a great ban, and a few more on the board now as well. Kepri taken away, Chernobog taken away by Gravity, sticking to that standard sort of ban mentality, but and Kepri as well by 5 guys. You know, correctly identifying, I think, that the direction that the meta has gone in, and making sure that you don't want to deal with the target pick like a Fafnir, but also make sure you don't leave up something ridiculously strong. Like
yeah,
a Kepri.
absolutely. I think Kepri is a must ban in most situations. It's
Sure.
not even that he's incredibly hard to play against. It's just more frustrating. You know, there's a lot of mistakes where people fully commit onto someone and then a Kepri ult takes them out and you're now in a bad spot.
Absolutely, and another great ban as well. Looks like targeted that Mercury, obviously a strong ban, but not wanting to give it back to Evelyn either.
Yeah, like I
And-
said, if you're not comfortable playing into it, you don't know the Merc angles, where it can come from, and you're not ready for it, just get rid of it.
Yep, absolutely agree with you there. And looks like Raven being hovered by 5 guys at the moment as well. That could be an interesting first pick. We've seen him being played on and off a little bit of recent. He's a bit of a prick of a god to deal with, to say the least. He's just so survivable.
Yes, but that also being said,
Mm,
he has had one of his biggest items in the low nose mask removed from him.
that's true. Yep.
So, I personally don't believe too much in the Raven. I've seen it played jungle, solo, and support. And I think if this is a Raven pick, I would like to see it jungle. I think he functions a lot better as kind of a bruiser backline diver than he does as a super tanky solo or support.
Yep, for sure.
But that's just me.
Yeah, I definitely agree. The loss of Lonos, that's not good. The loss of Lonos is a huge, huge hit for him, and I think that really harms him a fair bit. And he was locked in there, the Raven, 57% win rate in Season 1, so not too bad. But we'll have to see how he does perform in this current meta. ESET and Cthulhu hovered by Gravity Finance there. I think 2 pretty strong gods in the current meta as well. I've seen a lot of ESET, but without Bauble, I can't imagine that she's nearly as strong in support anymore, so maybe going towards the mid lane.
It really could be either or. There's still the Fighter's Mask and the Lonos available for
Yep.
her. So major support are a lot more tanky and a bit more... They're a bit easy to get through the early game nowadays, so it is a decent pickup regardless of where it goes. And Cthulhu, just a safe pick, shouldn't really die and, contributes enough.
Yeah, for sure. I have to agree with that. I actually really like Cthulhu in this current meta as well. I think going back towards the Guardians in solo lane makes a lot of sense. Now that you've got kind of, not squishy and necessarily supports in the majors, but definitely very different support big. So having a really high CC god like the Cthulhu is a nice little way to round out your comp normally.
Yeah, absolutely. And then Rama and Ares being hovered here. The Rama, once again, just a strong ADC pick. They've had the Freya and the Cherno taken away, so the Rama's probably the next best thing to look at.
Yep.
And Ares, if that is a support Isis, she's being forced to get beads for her first active, not being able to get more of a team fight kind of relic.
Yep, for sure. And you do hate to see that. You kind of want your reset to be pretty versatile, and forcing her into that beads is really unfortunate. Meanwhile, Charybdis hovered by Gravity Finance there. That's an interesting pick. I don't know how to feel about Charybdis at the moment. She does do well with the new Xyz as far as I've seen. And the immunity is quite nice. Where would you place Charybdis at the moment in terms of ADCs, Snowy?
I like Charybdis. I think that there are better ADCs, but Charybdis does have a role to fill.
Yeah.
And when you're against something like a Raven and Ares that just kind of want to go on you, she fits quite well, because if she gets caught out by an Ares ult, as long as she's not changed, she's able to just 3, not needing to beads.
Yeah.
She's able to get herself out of a lot of sticky situations. I do think that the ult is quite lackluster, but the rest of her kit more than makes up for it. So I do like a Charybdis pick.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you 100% on that one. We see the bans come through for the second phase there as well. Kali and Yamoja taken away by 5 guys, and Yu Huang Daji taken away by Gravity Finance there. Some pretty standard bans. I'm surprised to see Yamoja get as far through as she did, but I mean, my assumption would be that ESET is probably going to go towards support, so maybe a wasted ban there. Potentially could have gotten rid of something else.
I think it's still good and safe to do, just in case, because if that ESET did go mid and you're having to deal with a Yamoja on top of a Cthulhu, on top of a ESET healing, on top of a super safe Charybdis, it's just a very annoying team comp to go
Oh,
against.
for sure, yep.
So I think it's a good call to, even just in case,
Yep, no,
get rid of the Yamoja.
definitely agree with you there. Bit odd, seeing sort of the way that these comps are developing. Haven't seen an Ares in quite a while, so I'm curious to see how that goes. Meanwhile, Morgan locked in by Gravity Finance there as well. So I think that probably is going to go towards mid, and ESET looking to wave support, if I had to take a guess at it.
Yeah, and I mean, Morgan has very good self-peel, so she's able to, if a Raven does happen to dive on her, as long as she doesn't get unlucky and catch the immune, she's able to get him off of her.
Yeah.
So it's just very good. It makes everyone on that team a bit tricky to kill when
For
you're being
sure.
silenced, and the two carries have very good self-peel.
On the other side, Osiris locked in for 5 guys and Scylla being hovered. Osiris kind of saw a little bit of play for a bit there. Wasn't too ridiculous. Sort of in that meta in just before the mid-season patch. Do you reckon he's making a bit of a comeback now? Where would you place him? Kind of as a jungle solo.
I do think that the Warriors jungle are going to be in a much better spot with the introduction of Heavy XC.
Yep.
It fits really well with like what a lot of these really good auto attack chain gods want to do.
Yep, for
Getting
sure.
a stone cutting, proccing the Heavy XC onto someone, and just sticking onto them while making sure they have no protections.
Yep.
So I do think that Osiris is good. I think that Ravana, to a lesser extent, can kind of play the same role.
Mhm.
And then the Scylla, just once again, you got 2 late game carries. So you've got 2 warriors to dive the backline who are able to peel themselves, and then you've got the 2 carries to try and get them once they've used their mobility and their kind of self-peel.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I am very, very curious to see how this game goes as we see Set locked in as the last pick for Buy Gravity Finance, and we have our team comps finally sorted for game number 2. Who do you reckon you're going to give this game to, Snowy?
I do actually really like the comp from 5 guys. I think that it's really good for them to be able to get onto the backline so easily, because once you kind of force out that Charybdis immunity, she's not got much.
Yep.
So I think if she gets Raven rooted, uses it, and then the Raven decides to continue on her with ult or something like that, it's a free pick.
For sure, yep.
Morgan, once again, has to expend a lot to get people off of her, so having 2 backline warriors is quite good.
Yeah, 100%.
And I mean, the carries also have pretty good mobility themselves. Rama can go up in the air, Scylla can dash away. So I would personally give this to 5 guys, 3 lanes, just looking through the team comps.
Yeah, fair enough. I think though that I might have to disagree with you. I think Buy Gravity, in my opinion, just have such a good, so much escape potential to get out of that Ares ult. Between, Morgan ult, Charybdis' immunity, Cthulhu ult. There's so many ways to get out of that and potentially keep themselves healthy as well. I really, really like the comp that Buy Gravity have given themselves in this game. So I think personally I'm going to have that one go in their favor this game.
Well, I'm definitely excited to watch this match. I think both teams have a much... I think 5 guys have a much better draft than they did the first game. I think the Buy Gravity one's a bit weaker, but that's really just because of the lack of the Fafnir.
Yeah. Yep. No, I agree with you there. And I mean, great ban taking that one away as well. Preventing Buy Gravity from being able to do what they did last game and just absolutely run the jungle, run the objectives. So I think a good call out of them there. We should be loading into this second game between 5 guys, 3 lanes soon enough. So I will pass it straight over to the casters to get their opinions while we're loading in. Boys, take it away.
Thank you. Game 2, going ahead. Jed, who do you think has the better comp while we wait for the game to load in?
So both comps kind of have a different game plan.
Yeah.
You've got Buy Gravity Finance that screams, "I want you to dive me," and you've got 5 guys freelance that screams, "I want to dive you." Personally, I always think it's best to be aggressive. It's much easier to W key than it is to properly play a dive.
Yep.
So I'd have to go 5 guys free lanes. What about you?
I think the Buy Gravity Finance has a way better comp. That's my opinion. I feel like the E set and the Cthulhu and what they have is just really nice. It works well together. I feel like with 5 guys 3 lanes, it's very hard to get their team going and to get the synergy right with the Scylla ult. So, and I feel like they don't have much stun, like not many stuns for the Scylla to really pop off. So it's going to be interesting to see how both these teams play their comps.
I want to see Dunk and Flix play super aggressive with this. I want to see them running at them. Charybdis, Eset, Morgan, all kind of want to be on the back foot. They're all really hard characters to dive.
Yeah, very, very hard to dive.
It probably will all depend on Dookie and how he plays as Cthulhu. If he can keep the back line from diving with the front line, I think this game should go to them, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, 5 guys 3 lanes have their full squad, and we have Furin, the newest player on their team, playing ADC on the Rama. How do you feel about Furin?
I think that's
ADC?
I think that's a wonderful pickup, personally. I think Furen will bring a lot to that team. He's experienced. He's been playing for multiple seasons, and I feel like that's what that team needs is experience.
Yeah, he hasn't played for a while though, but he was a very, very good ADC player, and he's played multiple roles, and he's played very, very highly in the competitive scene in OCE. So it'll be good to see him back in the league, and hopefully he does well in Zerama.
Love the Osiris and jungler rather than solo.
Yes.
I think they're interchangeable, but it's just they both want to do different things in a sense. Raven's a lot more divey, whereas Osiris is better at brawling. I hope that they abuse the Osiris with mannequins and invade scorpions, but
Yeah,
we'll see how
they're
they
clear
play
with mannequins, and the Cyrus will be big. But now the junglers are doing a different start. I think it was the same as last time. Speed and red buff. Nothing much has really changed.
like Flick's going for the speed to red buff start. Osiris wants to fight level 1 and 2 compared to Set, which mostly doesn't.
Yeah, he just wants to farm. Very good. Yeah.
Dual lane, Osiris Rama easily beats Charybdis E-Set.
Yeah, the
Which
Ares
could be
clear is
close.
just so much better. I will say, Ares clear is so much better than Yamoja. Like, Ares clear does way more, and the blink from the Gorilla, like, the Ares just going in for the what's it called, the clear already.
Yeah, that's just an easy level 1. Hopefully they can maybe use this pressure, but I think the blink is actually a bad play. Level 1 wave is actually not that important anymore because, as you can see, Nova and Nagas are up.
Yeah.
Just stand around.
Juki hitting level 2, Dunk Me Daddy level 1 still, getting poked out. Very, very scary over there.
Yeah. I think this dual lane should just straightly go to 5 guys.
Yeah,
just
definitely. Yeah, the Ares chains as well is very, very annoying. Like, Furin should be able to just do whatever he wants, and, like, hopefully in the late game, or the mid game, they can change around the door.
I'm excited to see how Wee plays this E-Set. I think that character really is pretty good, especially if you play it correctly. Dunkby gets a solo kill.
Solo kill, and we missed it. Wow. Signature Dunk Me Daddy Ravana pick, I will say. He's loving this. I see him play it in casual sometimes, and the sigil as well being picked up. Very, very good into the magical. So I guess Dookie just didn't really know how much damage he would be taking and got the first blood.
You'd love to see it. You would love to see a Raven from ahead, especially into a Cthulhu, because Cthulhu will always do more than Raven late game, so you really need to see him abuse this.
Yeah, Flick's looking at Evelyn, just poking around, just being annoying, with low mana. He's looking at the backhands now, and Set, really, really rough early game. Just can't really do much.
What was your opinion on the Ares pick into this comp? It was picked third.
The Ares pick is interesting. I think it's good into the E set, but that's about it. But they last picked the Set, which is interesting as well, because they both don't have CC immune ults, so they're easily going to get picked, so they have to get beads, and you just want to be beads burning it. But Ares is a sleeper pick, I reckon. He does a lot of damage, but like in the late game, he doesn't do much, so we just want to see a lot out from this Ares in the early game.
I'm hoping that we'll see one of the Magi's glyphs coming out of Evelyn this game, then, with this Ares pick. I really like those chains. Bees down on Evelyn.
Wow.
You know Gorilla's looking for that next fight.
Yes, that was really, really big. Once he hits level 5, this Ares should be ulting this set, and that should be a free kill. Very, very risky invade as well from Evelyn. Looking at the red buff, good secure by Derv on the red and the Ares. Yeah, not really much has been happening. Just a few little invades, and like I guess the solo kill is the only real thing. And hopefully, Dookie just survives the lane. Level 5 from Dunk Me. Just got to be very careful.
I wonder if Dungman's going to go for a jungle invade to see if he can pressure this set before he becomes an issue.
Yeah, Dunk Me Daddy is very, very big. Gold per minute, 500. So far ahead.
Ball and dual lane. I think, nah, they're just living. Classic dual lane. Nothing going on.
Yeah. Once his Aerie leaves, Klax can do whatever he wants with the Rama, but it's going to be very, very hard. Difficult. Bit of a dive from Dunk Me Daddy. Dookie with the ult. Evelyn looking for the kill on Dunk Me. Are they gonna get it? It's very, very close. Dunk Me still running. Oh, the knock up. Oh, Dunk Me dead. Dookie gets the trade kill.
Could look for a return kill on Dookie. Dookie's just staying in lane.
That's very, very risky. Gets the dash out. Good ult from the Osiris. The set's there. though. It's
He
almost
got
there.
the 1 or 2.
Good trade from Evelyn. A bit risky from Juki. Didn't have the wards out and kind of gets punished for that. But I think Dugme Daddy is happy with that. Like, he's already super far ahead, and he's going back with a full item, Spirit Robe, first item. What do you think about that?
Bit robe on Marvin is kind of what you want to do. You just want to build full mets on him. I personally don't think it does that much into what he's versing right now. I'd much rather like an Oni's guard if he was going to full met. There's not really much CC that's going to be proccing besides Cthulhu Dash. Set has none at all. I'm not too fan. I think it's too early personally.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's a bit of a weird build he's going, but I kind of see he probably just wants to build it like off the bat and then just get some other damage items. I'm not really sure. It just seems a bit weird. But if it works for him, then it works. And yeah, nothing really happening around the map. Just doing the red buffs, getting the timers. Scorpions are up there. Should be looking at them. Oracles are up. Hopefully someone does them. And it looks like Flix is looking around for the Oracles right now.
Agreed. Ares and Osiris have really good Scorpion invade potential with Ares Free and Flix Mannequin, but they're going for a gank onto the Cryptus, which I'm pretty sure that character can just never die.
Yeah, hopefully Flix can just poke out a little bit and hopefully not dive, because that would be very, very bad. But looks like they're looking for the Scorpion invade from Evelyn. Look at that weave.
I wanted Divinity. All pulled in by Gorilla.
That's the B's used. Dev gets blown up by the one with the E set from the set one, and yeah, just got baited. Weave, really good bait from him, just being out there being the bait, and then coming from the right side, the set and the Golden Bamboy, the Morgan, the Morgan, just coming in and cleaning up. That was really good bait.
Did get both beads off of Weave and Evelyn, the characters that don't have CC immunity. I feel like if they play to that strength, they're gonna have a great team fight for next fight.
Yes, indeed. And really, really good game so far from 5 guys 3 lanes. Big change, really big difference in the game from game 1.
Definitely not a 0 and 16. We see a Lono's mask on E-set. Do we like the new one, or do we rather Lono's when it was an item, do you think?
I think it has its benefits when it was just an item, but I think it's way better now as a starter. Gives the chance for mages and what's it called, assassins, all those other gods. They can just build it and be happy to do more damage and be a bit more tanky.
Agreed.
So, I reckon it's a good item.
I love the new Lonos on these mage supports that are just CC bots. I love it on the Nox, the E-set, the Barons. I think it's a great change, especially because you can actually upgrade it to at level 15 unlike the other items in that tree.
Yeah, true. Wait, I think you can still upgrade the items to be... Actually, I'm not sure. I'm not going to
pretty sure
tell lies.
Sentinels and Benevolence are both 17.
Really?
Whereas Lonos is 15, and I'm not sure about War Flag because nobody builds that item.
True. That item is duty, it's a troll item, but mid laners both going out with the Book of Thoth. We've seen the Book of Thoth from these 2 mid laners from the first game as well, but we don't see the Warlocks. That's quite interesting.
I agree. I've always been a fan of Warlocks. I didn't even know Thoth first was the go, but I guess these mid laners value that the most.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense in the Scylla because Scylla likes to have mana and be able to like put out her abilities and stuff like that. But yeah, I guess it's just a comfort thing for them. It's not bad, but we haven't really seen it in a while. So
I'd love to see if Gorilla uses this Blink ult now, whilst E-set has no beads, same with Set. Even on those right mids, if they engaged there, they could have got pulled in at least 2.
oh, good dive from Dookie, and oh my god.
Good 1v2 by Dunk.
Yeah, got dove by under the tower. Dunkme was just trying to survive. Evelyn just diving, tanked the tower. And Dunkme just did so much damage to Evelyn that he just died to tower. So it was a good trade by Dunk. Gets back, well, he dies, but he gets his Glad Shield, which is weird. Glad Shield versing a Cthulhu. I guess he just doesn't really care about this Cthulhu and how he's magical. He just wants to pump out the damage and build wherever he wants.
Excited to see what second item Evelyn is building. I wonder if it's gonna be the new Xe.
Yeah, the XE would make sense. Oh, Ares ult comes out. No beads on Golden Bamboy, but nothing to follow up. What?
Missed root
Comes
on
on that.
Derv. I think he was just going for the beads onto Morrigan, but I don't think that's the target you want to go for. You want to go for the two characters with no CC immune, but great solo by Furin onto Klax.
Yeah, that was beautiful by Klax. I mean, from Furin, sorry. But we get the red invade from 5 guys, 3 lanes. This is changing around. Evan looking for the gank onto Furin, but Furin just gets away.
They're poking our Gorilla, but Ares should just be fine. Especially if he's team hovering him.
They're looking for the Ares though. They want to look for something, but they're just too scared. And yeah, there's nothing really they can do. But Golden Bamboy pokes out flicks with the RSL to get out. Very, very scary.
These oracles are pretty important for this game, but it just goes 1 for 1, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that does not matter. Time to get out, boys. You did your job. You got the oracles, and it's time to leave. But Golden Bamboy, yeah. Zet dives in. Zet ult comes through, looking at the gorilla. Zet ult comes down. Look, big stun. Yeah, that was just like whoever went in first there just got the kill, and that was really good play by Evelyn and the Golden Bamboy there, and Weave with the Zet ult.
Gold Fury just being leashed. They're just backing off.
I think they could have done the Gold Fury, but I guess they're scared of the Scylla ult coming through, but that's okay. It's safe to not do the Gold Fury. Pyromancer is up, and they can just go back to farming. So.
I agree. I think it's a bit sketch, especially without Zet ult. And Solot will outconfirm any other character in this game right now without Zet ult. And even then, it's a tanky set.
Yeah. Now, we have Evelyn, who gets the Executioner. He's probably going to upgrade it as well, and I haven't seen a set at all in a while, so I would love to see how this set goes. Well, not E-set. The set goes with this new build, this new item.
Good job getting a Scorpion. I think it's a bit, late in the game, but it's better than never.
Yeah, you may as well. Evelyn looking to steal it, though. Is he going to steal it? Nah, a bit too early there. A little bit
I
greedy.
wonder what type of Xe this is going to be. Either heavy or the other one.
I think it's going to be a percentage one where your attack speed is capped. That'd be my guess. But we have a Witchblade coming out from Dookie. I don't really like the Witchblade, but I guess it's because of the Cyrus and the Rama. But very, very weird pickup. I would probably get something else, but that's just my opinion.
I agree. Health isn't bad on Cthulhu, is actually the whole point of it, but yeah, I don't think Witchblade is too important into this game. I'd much rather like Genji's.
How much health does Witchblade have? Does it have 300? Because
that's what I would say. It's
250.
250.
So it's not too bad, but I think there's just better items out there for him. You just want to build, all the health items, I guess, and yeah, I just want to be super, super healthy.
I mean, the Rama will be the #1 issue for the Cthulhu, but I feel like he won't be that much of a deal. Nice ult onto both the back line. Great holding of beads.
Yeah, they didn't even use the beads. That was amazing. Like, I don't know, what's going on with, 5 guys, 3 lanes. The area just gets the ult off and no one's around. But looking at the Gold Fury here, big TP from Dookie. Zet ult comes down. No one's around. It's just Gorilla. Dookie, big ult coming through, looking for the fail for the Gold Fury, and does his job. Wow, that was an amazing Gold Fury by Gravity Finance.
Yeah, just really well played. They just played to their strengths there. Just drop the Zet ult, burn it off. They've got heroic TP onto Dookie already. Just playing his role really well.
Yeah, very good. And the Trebuchet is in the mid lane, looking to poke out, and they just got so much pressure. Hopefully, that they can look for either Flix or the Gorilla here. And hopefully, 5 guys 3 lanes can get this Trebuchet down.
I like how they're using this Trebuchet. They're not committing too much to it, but just keeping it enough that it makes a poke. I'm still really happy with how by Gravity Finance played that Ares ult. It just proves that they feel comfortable and they're not panicking. They know where everyone is and don't need to bees it.
Yeah, yeah, they know what they can and can't do, and they knew that they didn't have the beads there because I guess they didn't see anyone in mid, and they knew that they would survive. Yeah, good beads hold, but hopefully we get to see a bit more communication out from Five Guys through lanes with the Ares ult, because Ares ult has gone off 2 times now and no one's been around, so hopefully they can actually combo their ults together and look for something.
Love to see Unpyro being pulled at some point by either team.
Yeah, Flex
Probably
was
more
looking at it, but now it's looking at the Morgan Le Fay. Gets poked out. Scylla.
Oh, by Derv.
Good poke. Ares goes in, ults in. ESET ult comes down, dunk me in the back. Flicks with the ult in at the back. Evelyn ults on the Derv. This is chaotic. It's a split fight. Derv goes down from the set. The Ares is getting gone on by the Dookie and the Evelyn. Like, wow.
Well, died by Gravity Finance. Now we're just gonna keep going with the dunk.
Dunk, no B. Sorry, no 2, no immunity, no mana. They could easily dive him, but what's the point?
Would
You may
love
as
to
well
see
just
a
go to the Pyromancer.
T1 or a Pyro here.
Yeah, definitely. And meanwhile, in the left lane, just boxing it out. That was a really good fight. Good dive by Flix and Dunk Me to get the Golden Fanboy, but they just got the trade back. Juki and the set just going on Derv and killing Gorilla. So yeah, it was very rough. It was just first dive, and by Gravity Finance just had the better dive.
Five Guys Wincon is fear in this game. That guy is just absolutely prioring his lane. I feel like Flix needs to enable more fights on that side of the map. They just won't beat the Cthulhu at this point.
Yeah, definitely. What's the ESET? Oh, sorry, not ESET. The set item there, Samuel, or Dice Heart? What's that one? Is that the protection? Yes, it is. There's a protection. What's it called? Stacking one.
Yeah, it's not the capped one, which is correct. Set just wants to auto attack, keep autoing between these abilities.
Yeah.
I think he would have been fine. We do have a Magi's, but that can't be glyphed now because he is an XC glyph.
Yes, but Magi's Cloak is really good here for the Ares. Like, the only person who's really going to be poking or getting the stun off is really Ares with the ult and maybe Scylla Root, but it's a really good pickup from the set. I like it.
Also on the shell on the set instead of Aegis into Scylla.
That is very interesting, actually. I don't think. It's hard to say because the only real person he's going to be diving is probably the Scylla or the Rama. But I guess he's more Freya or the Rama, not the Scylla, so kind of makes sense to get the shell for the Rama. And yeah, you don't really need Blink on him, and the beads he already has, so it kind of makes sense that the Rama is going to go on him. He's going to go on the Rama, sorry, and he just wants the shell so he can live.
I agree. Even if he was to go on Scylla, that team doesn't actually have that much hard CC to keep the set in place for Scylla ults.
Yes.
They have a Raven free, they have Ares ult, and Scylla 1.
Yeah.
And Raven's not going to be on the set.
Yeah,
so it should be actually fine.
Yes, it's only really like 2 stuns, which is Ariel and the Scylla Root, so yeah, it's a good pickup. We have YT Clark's gone for the crit, and we have Furin not even going for crit, going for the Quinn's build. I guess the Quinn's build is really good here for the set and the Cthulhu with all the HP that they have.
I think it's definitely needed. He will just shred through ESET if ESET's his target. And you have to go Quinns to Cthulhu or it's just game over.
Dunk Me looking over the left, looking at the rip disc, blinks in, gets the root off. YT Clax with the ult. Gorilla coming in from behind, good Dunk Me ult coming out, chasing it down. Holy crap, just does not care. Scylla comes through, looking at the back lane, big ult missed, gets YT Clax though, he goes down. This is chaotic. Golden Medboy ult out, looking at Flix. Meanwhile, at the back line, Juki just going after Fury and just solos him. Wow. Dunk Me goes through the tower, and 5 guys through lanes just have to retreat.
Yeah, it's a wipe. I'm pretty sure they're all just gonna die here. They get Gold Fury for free. They did a really nice dive onto Clax, but they just went too far.
Yeah, definitely. They were just looking for something, and all they had to do was fight around the God Fury, but they just kept on diving, and that was just chaotic. It was just ult after ult, and just kept on diving. The Solar ult missed. The Star Assault missed. It was just very, very unlucky. They were just looking for too much, and by Gravity Finance, get this Gold Fury.
And I guess that's that's the whole point of our comp. It was pretty hard to kill Claxter. The guy just freed and ult away. They still got him, but they had to use so many abilities to even get close to killing him.
Yeah, and Five Guys 3 Lanes just they don't have really much CC to like stop them from running away, and they have the sprint, so they can just run away so easily. So it's kind of rough for them.
Fury's not at the point where he can just solo the Cthulhu. The Cthulhu is just sitting on him, and he is the biggest player on their team at the moment. So shutting him out of the game, it will always be bad news for Five Guys 3 Lanes.
Yeah, I guess I was wrong. That Witchblade actually did help him solo Fury.
It must
I'll take
have.
it back. Yeah, must have. But yeah, Juki just going in the back line. I'm very surprised how he just stayed on Fury and just got that kill in the solo. And just soloed him, I guess. But yeah, this ESET build. What do you think about it? Because you are a support main, and it's a very interesting build. I've never seen it.
So the Gauntlet Lonos is just core. I'm guessing it's just he wants to get as much pots as possible, so his Lonos is at full 5 stacks, so it's more effective. Lonos at 5 stacks.
Ares all coming through. Look at the Cryptus. Cryptus ults through. Evelyn jumps in the back line. Looking at that YT Clax. YT Clax goes down. Evelyn with the ult comes through. Kills Furion. Wait, did he ult? No, he hasn't ulted yet. Evelyn still going in. ESET stun comes through. Stuns the Gorilla. Evelyn still looking at the Gorilla. Still bashing him down. Like, this Gorilla
He's just dead to Rise. It's just a matter of time.
You may as well just
Oh,
die.
they are on Pyro.
Good call going on the Pyromancer here, but two of them dying for the Pyromancer, not really worth, and it's a bit rough looking for YT Clax there. I think they just got to keep on farming, but yeah. What about sorry, we'll go back to the ESET build.
Yeah.
What were you saying?
So I'm guessing he just wants to get as many pots as possible to get the full Lonos ore going off. The ore at full stacks, 5 stacks, is better than Sentinels. In terms of just numbers of pots. I would have preferred if they were going to go down that route to go, instead of like Talisman of Energy here, go like a Heartwood.
Yeah.
So that they keep on stacking the pots. The breastplate's good for cooldown. But yeah, it's not a bad build. I think the Talisman of Energy is just a bit weird.
Yeah, very weird. It gives you attack speed and movement speed, and I guess that's kind of. I guess it's their game plan. I think their game plan is just to like run after or run away from Five Guys 3 Lanes. So I guess they just want that item and the attack speed for it. So it kind of makes sense, but it is a weird build and a weird way to build ESET, in my opinion.
I do love the sprint on ESET. I think just running away from that team is actually super sick, just because they don't have that much hard CC. Unless you can get a really good Scylla 1, it's going to be a pretty easy disengage for that team.
Juki was getting looked at by 3 people on the right, but Juki, really healthy, has 4 items, and is just very, very tanky, so won't take any damage here.
Gem of ISO on Juki.
That is very, very annoying. That is a disgusting build. Gem of Isolation when the Cthulhu ults comes in. Juki TP's in, looking for a fight. Ults in, looking at Clax. Never mind, he's not looking at Clax. He's looking at the mid lane, looking at Dunkme and the Gorilla. Kind of a weird fight here. I guess they're just looking for the mid tower and looking for a pick.
I think that's a terrible Cthulhu ult. They just wanted the pressure, but they're not really doing anything with it. They've just lost Cthulhu ult for free. I'd love to see if 5 Guys try to do something off that.
Yes, definitely. They should be looking for a pick or even just looking to farm or something. But it is a pretty even game. It's only 4k lead by Gravity Finance, and the items are still pretty much the same. And looks like by Gravity Finance are looking for this mid tower.
They should be able to push it in. Clash is just poking out. Well, it just looks like they're just skirmishing in mid. Cthulhu's dash has been caught, but you don't really do anything about it.
Gorilla blinks in.
Result.
Looking
Well,
at
just gets bubble offset.
Yeah, I think it was just the set that got picked there, and he already had the bubbles, so it was really good bubble usage from the Magi's, and yeah, nothing really much could happen there. Everyone's just backing off. I guess.
He did a terrible ultimate, and so did Gorilla, so I guess it evens out.
Yeah, good trade, good trade. But I'm looking at the scores right now at the bottom, and this set is 7-1, and he's already level 20, and he's got the starter. So this set is a real big problem here.
This set, once they're able to actually engage on somebody, will just blow somebody up with their ult.
5 guys, 3 lanes, looking for a corner bait, looking at the golden bamboy, and they kind of just want to look for a pick. But over on the left-hand side, you got the YT Klex and Evelyn just soloing the Gold Fury.
That's really good by them for Juki and Bamboy just to stay back while their team does Gold Fury, not getting picked off.
Yeah, I feel like 5 guys, 3 lanes should have just went on the fire giant straight away as soon as they
Agreed.
knew. But yeah,
We should have done something based off that. The lead is not too bad, 5k, but it's nothing you want to be in. You'll never choose to be in this position.
yeah, it's better than game 1 when they were like 10k behind. So yeah.
Agreed.
Ward's being won by 5 guys, 3 lanes. Got the sentry on fire and got a few wards up high. Not many from the By Gravity Finance, so ward wise, 5 guys are winning. So, but as soon as I say that, Weave gets the
Caster's Curse.
yeah gets the ward on the fire giant. But
Double sprint on Weave and Juki.
is that
These are the same one, the hastened one.
the hastened one? Wait, that's so weird. I feel like you get what's it called? One would get root, one would get the hastened one, but. I guess they both want this set to really carry the game and just
Yeah.
So
But that's the thing. I don't think Haste is probably really good on Cthulhu because he'll be diving with the set. But for Weave to have it also, probably in the back line, surely the route would just be better to get your teammates out.
yeah, I'm guessing it would be, but I don't know how long the cooldown is for the hasten relic, but yeah, I feel like the route would have been way better, or even another item, like maybe even a shell or something to help. But yeah, good poke out from the Scylla onto Juki, already half or just over, just over half HP, so a good little poke. But yeah, just looking at a fire giant dance right now, just waiting for something to happen. I'm hopefully going to see Juki just ulting in and just doing all amount of damage he can, or even just Ares going in, but it's going to be a little standoff here.
There is a weird play Ares could make since there's no beads on Cthulhu. He could ult, which would either pull in the Cthulhu or force Cthulhu ult. That, of course, is very sketchy because then
Yeah.
Ares has to live afterwards. But
Yeah,
if he
yeah.
can play that properly, it could be their way to win a team fight. But
Yes.
it's looking pretty dire.
Yeah, and this Ares build is very, very like squishy. Like not really much protections have on his build. And
A lot of health, but that's not what you want into that comp.
yes, definitely. But yeah,
Just
just
farming.
just farming, just pushing up the waves. Like not really much is happening, but it looks like a 7k lead for By Gravity Finance. They are getting the items. They're in the items lead, but Weave getting looked at. He said all comes down. Big ult by Juki. Dunk me daddy in the back line. Scylla all comes through. I don't know what's going on. This Cthulhu is just so big. Weave 1 HP. Dunk me looking at him. Evelyn just looking at Flicks. That was just all
Everyone
hectic.
just one-shot everybody as soon as they went in. This is
Yeah.
fine for Weave, and Weave didn't even die. The whole dive was to kill this ESET, and ESET didn't even die.
Yeah, like that was just insane. Like
Yeah.
Juki just ults out. The set was just way too far up, but kind of gets like does a good job of baiting, and Evelyn just goes in on the back line and just kills everyone. So good play from Evelyn and the Weave for baiting it out.
But yeah, you could see the strengths of that comp there. It was super hard for them to dive into that fight. ESET shield, damage mitigation with ult, Charybdis can dash out, the CC from Morgan. It was just too hard for them to kill.
Yeah, and both sprints came out there in that fight and just did work. And I think the gem of isolation actually did so much work for Juki there. And it'll be so annoying just for them to try to escape. And yeah, it's just very, very rough.
You do even need to sprint.
Yeah, sure. You wouldn't even need to, because yeah, you just have the gem of isolation, which just does everything.
Power Spice coming in for by Gravity Finance, all of them having their starters completed.
Yep.
Probably just gonna look to push down to T2, maybe get gold first. Try to keep this treble alive, hopefully.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm surprised that Furin hasn't gone the crit build, but it kind of makes sense. I did say before, Quid is probably the best in this scenario, but I don't feel like he has much attack speed, and kind of rough.
Yeah, I feel like Cryptus would have been really good with the Trebuchet doing his
Trebuchet.
job.
Yeah.
I would have loved to see more Cryptus shred. But I think the crit's fine. It brings good objective shred, especially because everyone on the set is already doing so much shred. Oh,
This Ares was just way out of place. There's nothing I need to say there. It was just very, very risky. It was so
Yeah.
far off.
This is just a free Phoenix.
Yeah, Juki ult in the back line, Dunk Me Daddy just trying to peel off. Derv getting run out by Evelyn and Golden Man Boy trying to clean up. Juki really, really low though, but they get the Phoenix. Dunk Me Daddy in the back line and getting poked out. It's pretty much a 4v1 here, and he goes down. That was just very, very rough. I feel like Gorilla there just was too far up and just can't be there. It was just very, very rough, and that just let them have an open door to a Phoenix, and they get the kill onto Dunk Me as well, and just very, very rough.
Did he
and-
walk through the gates? How did he even get there?
Sorry, what?
Did Gorilla just walk through the gates and die?
Yeah, I think so. Or he was just looking, he's just there waiting for an Ares ult or something, or just to pick someone, but very, very weird positioning, so...
Yeah, I think it was a very rough game for Ares. A third pick Ares into a comp that really didn't mind being pulled. It's
Yeah.
just, it's a hard one, I guess.
Yeah, Ares is very hard to play. He's only really good in the mid game to early game, and late game you can't really do much. You just have to get the beads. And yeah, at this point in the game, it's really, really hard. But yeah,
I really liked the dive off of Flicks and Dunk. I think they did their job really well. They just need to force more relics with this Ares and Scylla.
yeah. I think next time for 5 guys 3 lanes, they just need to work on their comps more, because Dev, I feel like, just hasn't had the game that he wants to have. He hasn't been able to get any setups for him, and he's just been pretty much getting dove, and no one's really been helping him. And this Ares can't really peel, and the Ravana can't really peel, so yeah, it's kind of rough for them. But yeah, this side, the team come from by Gravity Finance is just very, very good with all their dives.
I agree. I think Scylla was probably a weird pick in mid. That comp screams they want to fight early, and Scylla's kind of really bad at
Yes.
fighting early.
Yeah,
Like, upper side of it could have been amazing, I feel like, because either way, Scylla's going to die to sets. But anyways, they're pushing in mid.
yeah, pushing a mid, pushing a right as well. Looking at the Phoenixes, but Evelyn gets poked out right lane. Just poking at the Phoenixes. Not really much is happening. Kind of backing off. Flicks going in the backline, looking at YT Clax. Dunk Me going in as well. But Juki comes out and ults, looking to peel off the backline. Golden Beverly kills Flicks. Low HP though. Juki going, just chasing it down. Gorilla with the old weave. E-set ult come down. Nothing really much happening mid, just gets the full level Evelyn.
Hit by Flicks, but
Dunk Me
What the
blinks in,
hell?
looking at the Golden Bamboy. Doesn't really get anything off of Golden Bamboy, and Juki just doing so much there, just peeling and everything. And Evelyn Weave just in middle, just poking it out and seeing if they can get the middle Phoenix. Kind of a weird fight.
yeah, that was the weakness of their split. I think they had the wrong players in different spots. By leaving the backline with Cthulhu instead of Weave, they're so much easier to dive. There's no shields, there's no damage protection. It's just a giant squidgy that you ignore. That's super good for 5 guys 3 lanes. Not only did they, save their Phoenixes, but they got beads off of E-set and set. No, it was just set bubble.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's a target they can pick now.
Yeah, they survived it, and all of them are pretty much level 20. Some of them are, well, actually all of them nearly have all their starter items. So, but by Gravity Finance, looking at this Pyromancer, and I think it's going to be free, and it's upgraded fire. So, and 5 guys aren't even looking at it again.
I feel like they needed to defend this, or at least try to show face. because
Yeah.
they still have some contentious ult. They can still pick somebody with Ares ult with the E set, but
Yeah.
I guess they just feel safer playing defense.
Yeah, I guess it's very, very hard to go in there with the Cthulhu ult, ESET ult, and they just rather just play it at the Phoenix and see how they go there. But very, very interesting call. Not to, like you said, look for a Solar ult or something at the Fire Giant.
Relic's still up for everyone except for ESET Beads and Blink on 5 guys.
Juki, ult out, looking to peel, looking for the backline as well. Dunk me, ults in the backline. Ares ult comes through, doesn't hit anyone. Evelyn in the backline just soloing Derv. 3v1 coming out right now. Buren gets the kill onto Evelyn. YT Klax burns down Ares. YT Klax looking really, really rough, getting really, really low there. Weave just peeling as well, and looks like By Gravity Finance is winning this fight.
Juki's just teleported back in. This should just be game. Really well played by Gravity to save their abilities for the dive, so they can counter engage very well.
Very, very good job by Gravity Finance. Oh, Dunky looking for the YT Glax. That doesn't work out.
Could just be over.
A bit rough. Oh,
Good attempt.
Good attempt.
I really liked it. I think that dive was pretty good. I'd much rather that than them just sitting down and losing the game.
Yeah, that was very good by GG, just ult in there, just to get them to go further back behind the Phoenix and be able to get the Phoenix down. And very, very good job by Evelyn there, just to clean up there, and really well played by Gravity Finance. So we'll take it over to the desk, and yeah, that was a really good game.
Thank you very much, boys. What a set it was. What a game. What a set. By Gravity Finance come out on top 2-0 victory over 5 guys, 3 lanes. What do you think, Snowy? How was that game?
Yeah, I think it was quite literally a set. I think that was the issue, was Evelyn just tearing through everyone on the side of 5 guys, 3 lanes. I think there also was quite a few questionable moments where the sides of 5 guys, 3 lanes was going and taking fights they shouldn't. Furion 1v1ing a Cthulhu and losing.
Yeah.
Dunk Me Daddy splitting up from his team to chase and support ISIS and not quite being able to finish it up.
Yep.
I think that these kind of plays are the big issue when you're wanting to be diving squishy targets. You can't be like forcing a lot of your attention on these really tanky gods.
Yeah, 100%. I think that you're 100% right. You know, they're that Fire Giant that decided to burn all of their abilities onto ESET, got her ult, and then dove straight into ESET ult to take the rest of the fight. So some questionable decision making while trying to fight those tanks, and just giving so much space to Evelyn for him to work on that set and just do damage, and that's what he did. 27k in that game, and really, really ripping through people with that build. I think though that, you know, 5 guys, they definitely had the right idea in some places. Team comp a fair bit better than it was in the first game. They've got some synergy there between the Scylla Ares, even, you know, the Ram, and you know, yeah, Scylla's a bit of a later game god, but I think that they're heading in the right direction to be able to start taking games off of some of these teams. So I'm definitely keen to see more from them and see what they can pull out in the next few weeks.
They definitely played a lot better than they did in the first game. I just think that maybe the execution wasn't there on what they wanted to do.
For sure,
you know,
for sure.
The dives coming through on some of the squishier targets, you know, that Morgan Le Fay only having 1 death and focusing a lot on the Charybdis. I mean, she has a lot of ways to kind of stall out a fight, you know, by going invincible, aegising, up in ult, and by the time you kill her, you've already burnt so much.
Yeah, without a doubt. So, fantastic set coming out from both of those teams. If you had to pick someone on Gravity to be your MVP, who do you reckon you would go for here, Snowy?
It would definitely be Corb. There's no question in my mind that Corb and Weave are like the backbone and the carries of this team.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Corb definitely showed up. Definitely, if it was just game 1, I think I'd probably have to give it to Bamboy for his performance on that Scylla. He played really, really well there, but I mean, he was just facilitated so well by Corb and Weave, so I think I'd be giving it to Corb as well. Let's see what the viewers think as well. See what results we get out of this MVP poll, and then we'll get someone in for an interview. Hopefully we get some votes. Currently a tie between Evelyn and Clax. You all need to vote for an MVP, please.
Yeah, I'll put mine in there for the Evelyn.
Gal, I'll ban you.
Excuse me?
I can reach out. Okay, how are we going with this poll? Alright, I'm gonna say... Oh shit, it's close. I shouldn't have made the poll this long at all. Alright, let's end the poll there. Evelyn takes the W for MVP of that game. Corb, if you're in chat, you're welcome to come for an interview if you want to in the OCL Discord. Have a quick chat, and then we will close out the stream from there. Is Corb in the OCL Discord? Yes, he is.
Yeah, I mean, the MVP vote is tied, but
Oh,
I think the Clax vote is a meme.
I've made my call anyway. It's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, he's in Sean. Okay. Hello, Corb. GG on that set. Very nicely played.
Evelyn, actually.
Yeah, my name's Evelyn.
GG on that set, Evelyn. How you feeling after that one?
I'm feeling good. That's chill.
Yeah. What made you pick this set? What was going through your head when you went? Yeah, I'm just gonna go 11 and something.
I
on
like
this one."
set.
Fair enough. I mean, it went really, really well.
Yes, sir.
How you feeling being on this roster with the boys? Back with Weave coming back into the scene. You've got Golden Bamboy, Juki. What's it like on that team at the moment?
I mean, it's nothing much really. Having Weave back and me and him relearning the game because I also took a break from the game.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see what's different, but for the most part, I've moved back to jungle because a lot of the gods I played before are really good again, from what I see.
100%. Snowy, anyone?
Yeah, I mean, how does it feel playing with that team? Because it seems like you do a lot of work, and you're kind of the win condition for the most part. Is there any, like, I guess, stress going on in your mind having to play a bit more selfishly?
Not really. I'm perfectly fine playing for them if they want to, but if this is going to be our playstyle, I'm more than happy to play it. We're all working together really well.
I mean, love to see it. I think, having watched and been a part of quite a few of the scrims of recent as well, you guys have been, clearly improving on, a team synergy side, and obviously you and Weave have really, really picked back up into, current meta, and that Weave obviously, going more towards the current support picks in the ESET and the support build, and I mean, we saw what you did this game as well, so clearly you guys are coming back into it. How are you feeling going into sort of the next few weeks of OCL? Do you see any sort of big threats on the radar from the other teams? I know not everyone's seen the schedule yet, but who are you worried about in OCL at the moment?
No, we'll take it just once at a time. I'm not too worried about what's ahead. We'll just see what happens.
Fair enough. Anybody else
I have a
questions?
We see the set. We don't really see a set too often. Are we going to see any other spicy picks in the jungle?
Potentially. I've got a few in mind. It depends if they let me play it or not.
Okay. Okay.
I had a few I wanted to play that game, but
There's one layer.
no, not at all.
I'm pretty excited to see what you bring out then. Alright, Corb, thank you very much, and GG again. Good luck with next week's games as well.
No worries, sir. Thank
Cheers,
you.
bro. Have a good one.